and what you put all of your children through, all 10 of them, is beyond anything that I have seen in 30 years of practicing law. 30. And so you're not walking out of here today. My initial thought was some upfront time, but if I'm going to stick you in jail, then I might as well put you somewhere where you're getting some help that you need, so that when you are released, you hopefully will be able to be a productive part of our society. But whatever trauma you've been through is incomparable to the trauma that you've put your children through. So at this time, I'm going to find that you previously entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. I'm going to follow this agreement only because of the work that Ms. Malfino and Ms. King and your attorney have done, and the agreements that they've reached, and I understand why. Part of that is so that your children don't have to be re-traumatized and come back here for a trial and testify against you. I don't want to re-traumatize your children, and that's the only reason I'm really going along with this. So I will defer all proceedings, place you on probation for 10 years. You will be ordered to pay the $1,000 fine and follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. One of those is going to be that you enter and successfully complete the special needs safety program. You will be on the mental health caseload when you're released, and you'll have aftercare through Spindletop. That is now part of your probation. So if you don't follow through with any mental health services that are recommended through Spindletop or probation, that's going to be a violation of your probation. You will also be ordered to remain in Jefferson County, Texas. You cannot leave Jefferson County without permission. You cannot go anywhere near or see your children. You've terminated that relationship. I know they're with family. And so there's no Christmases where you show up or they bring the children down or anything like that. That's done. That's over. If you want to leave Jefferson County, it has to be with my permission, and I will have to know where you're going and to what extent and things like that. If you do everything you're supposed to do on this probation, I cannot stress enough what kind of opportunity this is that you're being given. If you, however, violate any condition of probation, if you're back here in court, obviously this isn't a case that I will ever forget. And Ms. Court entered a plea of guilty to injury to a child, a first-degree felony. I've received the pre-sentence report, as well as I've visited with the attorneys. And for the record, we have also Ms. Randy King here, who is the assistant district attorney that handled the termination and CPS kind of portion of this case with regard to the children. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the pre-sentence report?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are there any additions or corrections to that report?
No additions or corrections.
Ms. Malfino?
Judge, I would just ask the court take judicial knowledge of the conversation we have had with the court and the understanding that this has been discussed at length upstairs. Ms. King has also provided me a tremendous amount of guidance, which I thank her and appreciate everything she's done with her wealth of knowledge and experience in guiding me through this case. I know the facts themselves are extremely egregious. It's difficult for all of us to look at. I would recommend Ms. Schultz is getting this opportunity because she has availed herself of certain things and tried to make progress. The children, her rights have been terminated, which she voluntarily gave them up, and they have been relocated out of state to a stable environment where they will not have to testify against their mother, which was something that we took into a great deal of consideration. I would ask the court consider special needs safety in lieu of ISF cognitive. I think it is a more lengthy and a more appropriate term in custody as either an upfront type of sanction, but more so to give her the tools to be successful on this probation, because as the court is aware, and I'm sure Mr. Samuel has advised Ms. Schultz, and I do not mean this statement to seem punitive, but if Ms. Schultz is back before you on a violation of this probation because of this opportunity she's been given, the amount of time that the state will be asking for will be overwhelming.
Thank you, Ms. Malfino. Anything, Mr. Samuel?
Yes, Your Honor. I understand the position of the state. However, I have to look at things from the position of the individual. The pre-sentence investigation report shows that she has no prior criminal history. It shows that she has no drug problem. There is a question about the alcohol. However, we believe that that can be done without the need of the inpatient treatment of the ISF. We believe that she's finally working. That is one of the most important things that she has to deal with in what she's gone through. She's experienced the trauma of relationships, and I think all of that is stated in the pre-sentence investigation report. But what you do not hear is the experience with the other partners of the children. She has carried this burden. She has tried to do the best that she could at the time. She's educated, she has a degree, but she has not been able to find employment. She's finally working, and we just ask that this be held in advance for at least 90 days. That will show if there's an alcohol problem. That will show if there are other problems that she's experienced. She has been to a mental health specialist for counseling, and she will get with them again. And we believe that if that is a part of the order for mental health compliance and conditions, she can do that. But let her prove to the court that this is not just her as it is today. This is a result of everything that she's experienced in her life at this point. I just pray that the court will have mercy on her and give her that opportunity.
Well, Ms. Schultz, you're getting mercy today. You're getting mercy from these ladies as well as myself, if I go along with this agreement. Mr. Samuel has worked very hard and is very passionate about helping you, and I appreciate that. My position on this is based on a couple of things. One, the horrendous nature of this offense. Malfino will also, like she said, if you violate probation and come back in here, depending on the case, what you violated and how you violated, you could go to prison for anywhere between 5 years and up to the rest of your life in prison. Do you understand? Yes. I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement and I followed it. So you've waived your right to appeal. So you can go, that's for her. You can go back with the bailiff. Thank you, Ms. King. Thank you, Ms. Malfino, Mr. Salmon. Good morning, ma'am. Are you Brittany Davis?
Good morning, yes.
And Ms. Davis, did you get someone hired?
No, it's kind of expensive, but really expensive. I'm not even working right now. But I went through.
Who'd you talk to?
The legal aid. I put in an application for the legal aid.
Okay.
It's a place that help you get a lawyer, but they say it could take 6 months to a year. So.
Okay. So did you talk to any other lawyers like I told you to?
The first 3 that I talked to, wow, I talked to like probably 8 of them. But the lowest there goes like $2,000 to start off.
Do you have the names of the lawyers that I asked you that you talked to?
You asked me that last time. I was on.
Right. And then I reset you to talk to them more or get someone hired. So
I talked to Brenshaw. I can't remember their name. Brenshaw. There's one that's brothers.
Why wouldn't you write that down and bring it?
I wasn't expecting that I had to.
So it looks like you weren't what?
I wasn't expecting that I had to.
So if you're coming, okay. If I tell you to go talk to some lawyers and bring me the names of the lawyers you've talked to, and you don't think you can remember them, then I would think just common sense would tell you to write them down so that you could tell me that you did what I ordered you to do so that you wouldn't go back to jail, right?
I did do what you ordered me to do.
Okay. So I ordered you to bring back the names as well, not just talk to them, but bring back who you talked to so that I know who you talked to and that you're doing what I asked you to do, right? Right.
The cheapest ones that I've given you the last time I was here is the main ones that I was looking into.
Okay. But when you left last time, I gave you specific instructions.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
Okay. So are you wearing your drug patch?
Yes, ma'am.
So it looks like back on second. So you tested positive since you've had that drug patch on for methamphetamine.
What is that?
What does that mean?
I don't, but with the patch?
Mm-hmm. Looks like you tested positive for methamphetamine, cocaine, and cocaine.
Uh,
Hold on. Let me print it out so I can read it better. So last time you were in here, you had an issue because you had showed up with your drug patch in your hand, so they couldn't test it. So I tested you in court, and then I made you get the drug patch put on again and told you to keep it on. And then the drug patch that was put on January 25th. Which was the day before that court date. So you had one on, you had taken it in, you put it on, tested positive for methamphetamine and cocaine. Have a seat in the jury box. I'm going to have you tested this morning, and then I'll decide what to do. Thanks. Actually, come on, ma'am. Come on back up here. I know what I'm going to do. So, Ms. Davis, obviously it is a violation of your bond conditions to use any illegal substances, right? And so you tested positive for cocaine and methamphetamine on that drug patch, in addition to in the past not having it on correctly, and you didn't do what I asked you to do or ordered you to do also here. So I'm going to raise your bond at this time for those violations to $100,000. You will keep your court-appointed attorney while you're in custody. They'll be out to see you, and we'll just see what we do with your case at that point. You can go back with the bailiff.
wow.
Ma'am, come on back in.
Oh, you want an example out of it? Let's see.
I'll make an example out of anybody. Hang on. You want to stand here?
You don't.
You want to stand here and be disrespectful?
No,
I will make an example.
Understand my situation. Like,
I don't care what your
I'm not making
situation.
no excuses.
Okay.
I take accountability.
Right. So you tested positive for methamphetamine and cocaine.
I don't know how the patch work, ma'am. I haven't been doing any drugs.
Well, you did something.
I don't know if that's like the patch pick up sweat. I don't know if that's like after the process.
So, Mr. Ainsworth, you tested positive for marijuana. When's the last time you smoked marijuana?
The week of New Year's.
I don't believe that. When's the last time you smoked marijuana?
It was the week of New Year's, but like a 3-day period.
So you smoked a lot?
More had I wouldn't say I smoked. I had asthma. I can't really smoke. I did have just 3 days now.
You did what, 3 days in a row?
Edibles. I take accountability for that.
Well, I appreciate that, but you're here on a felony. And you're waiting on sentencing on a felony where you're getting this great deal with the deferred probation, and you make such a dumb decision. How old are you?
So,
All right. You have no history. All right, here's what I'm going to do, Mr. Ainsworth. I'm going to find that you previously entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. I'm going to, excuse me, find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. I'm going to follow the agreement that you made with the district attorney. I'm going to defer all proceedings and place you on probation for 4 years. You're ordered to pay a $500 fine and to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. One of those is going to be, well, a couple of things. One, I want a substance abuse evaluation done just to see if there's any underlying issue that needs to be taken care of? And if so, whatever treatment they recommend, that's what you have to do. In addition, I am going to order that you wear a drug patch for some amount of time between now and whenever probation feels like it's been long enough. You need to have that drug patch on within 24 hours. If it tests positive, which I understand that it may this first time because there's obviously still something in your system, but those drug patches also give a quantity, not just a positive or a negative. And so that quantity should be going down. Do you understand? If it's staying the same, if it's going up, then I have no choice but to believe that you are using marijuana again. You're going to end up, what I'm going to do is if there's a positive drug patch, probably after the first one or so, I'm going to let probation work on this. Then I'm ordering right now that you enter and successfully complete the substance abuse track of the ISF program. But I'm going to hold that in abeyance. So let me explain what that means. ISF is a 90-day in custody treatment program. I'm not going to make you go today, but if you test positive for marijuana, again, probation doesn't have to come to me. All they have to do is send a paper over. I sign it. There's a warrant issued for your arrest. You go into custody and then you go to that treatment program. You understand? Which one? So this opportunity is an excellent opportunity that you're being given today because you don't have a felony conviction on your record. You'll never be a convicted felon if you successfully complete this probation. At the end, the case is actually dismissed. If you violate, though, you could be brought back into court, found guilty. So you become a convicted felon, which will ruin your life in many ways. And you could go to prison for between 2 years and up to 10 years. Do you understand? So if you're whatever it is, edibles, smoking, whatever, even if you think it's not the illegal kind or whatever, if you test positive, you don't need to use anything at all that could potentially test positive for THC. Do you understand? If you're having issues with that and there's some type of issue, then you need to talk to probation. Because if you ask for help up front, they might get you some outpatient treatment instead of this ISF. But if you don't and you test positive, you're gone. Okay. All right. I'm handing you the trial court. Sorry, I'm going to hand you the trial court certification that will show that this is an agreement that I followed. And so you've waived your right to appeal. You need to have a seat here in the courtroom. Probation will call you up when they're ready to go over your paperwork. Good luck to you, sir. Just anywhere in the court. She's going to call you up to her desk. So just listen for your name.